right, today we're looking at the Matchbox Lamborghini Countach LP500. Yeah, LP500S. And, you know, Matchbox made a lot of color variations of this one. I have a few of them. I'll show them to you here in a minute. But, you know, the detail's pretty good for a, you know, late 80s diecast car on this. Obviously doesn't have the tampos like the newer, you know, Matchbox and Hot Wheels and everything. But, you know, I've always loved the Lamborghini Countach. I think anyone who's a car enthusiast of almost any age just has to, you know, be totally mystified by this car. It still looks so wild, even in this day and age, compared to all these other hypercars out there. It definitely looks older, but there's just never been another design that is so timelessly outrageous, if that makes sense. But yeah, let me go ahead and go through the different variations. So I have this red one with the tan interior, and you'll notice on all of them the steering wheel is on the left-hand side. And let's see, I've got this black one here. I always thought this was a really cool one growing up because I don't know, the color scheme's just really striking on it. Still has the regular wheels, but you know, red, orange, and white stripes, number 5 with the black body. Kind of cool style variation of that one. This is probably my least favorite color scheme. This white with the, this yellow with the white interior. Curiously though, this one they did bother to tampo the headlights. This is the only one I have where they did that. I thought, sorry, those aren't the headlights. Those are the probably marker lights or parking lights or whatever. But still, it's the only one where they did that. This does have some extra tampos of the, you know, the logo on the back, on the hood, and a Countach on the side. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting variant. Again, not my favorite color, but have to appreciate the little bit of extra work they did on the paint on that one. This one's super 80s. It's got the mesh wheels. I forget exactly what this wheel style is called. Remind me in the comments if you want to. But yeah, this kind of blue and pink on a white paint job, that's super 80s, and you gotta love that. Although it's not the most beautiful paint job. And then lastly, I've got kind of an oddball here. So this is a fully plastic top and bottom version, split 5 spokes, probably the latest one I had done. And the way you can tell it's the latest is because it's plastic. They cheaped out a little bit, and even the molding has some differences from the metal casting, as a matter of fact. If we look at this red one here, side by side, you can see that the on the metal one here, it has a stamped-in license plate, whereas the plastic one is just kind of a blank panel there. On the sides, it's pretty close around the vents here, but the NACA duct on the door is a little bit less pronounced on this one than on the red one, or the metal one. On the back, again, the detail is better on the metal casting. It has a little license plate. The taillights are more defined. And the weight is really different. I mean, this one is so much lighter than the metal one too. I mean, this is plastic bottom and top. So interesting that they did that. You know, I had that video a little while back where I compared the 57 Thunderbirds, and I had one variation where they did a plastic bottom on it, which is kind of weird, right? But they, you know, I guess over time they got to save money, and that's how it goes. So, yeah, and you know, just a little comparison real quick here. Here's the Hot Wheels version of the Countach. You know, here's white one and white one. I kind of dig the Hot Wheels one. It's kind of smaller, a little bit narrower looking, kind of cool, but a little more cartoony, I think, than the real thing. Sorry, than the real thing. The Matchbox version, the real thing. Yeah, it is more cartoony than the real thing for sure. And then here's kind of an oddball. I believe this is pretty much of a rarity. So this is a majorette, one that I got, you know, years ago in a toy store in, I think, San Jose, California. But how often do you see a Countach model with a Lamborghini Countach model of this era without the wing on it? That's one of the reasons I thought this was so cool. The other reason was it's so wide. It's a little bit of an odd proportion. But yeah, it's really, really different from the Matchbox version, even though it's a contemporary of the same time, you know, when it was being sold in stores. So yeah, so a couple of variations there just for just for fun to do a little comparison. But yeah, you know, anybody who's a car enthusiast, again, you got to love this car. I still collect Lamborghini Countaches. I have this, this Hot Wheels Spettacolare one, and you can see, gosh, they've come a really long way on the detail, haven't they? On cars. I mean, this is the deluxe, you know, rubber version. It's got the good tampos. They got the proportions so much better. I mean, if you look at the difference between them, this Matchbox and that Hot Wheels, it's just ridiculous how much more accurate and how much more nicely done nowadays they do the castings of these cars, right? I mean, you know, I think people are a little more serious about collecting in detail now, so they take much more time to do that kind of stuff. So anyway, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sure a lot of you out there love the Lamborghini Countach as much as I do. And yeah, let me know in the comments what color variations you have of this Matchbox Countach, and maybe how many different brands and models you have. I'd love to hear about that. Yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That really helps out my channel. And I will see you on the next one.